Good morning. I hope you're enjoying the summit so far. We've had some awesome speaker in Bob and some great company presentations. I represent Pyramid Consulting. Pyramid is a local IT staffing and solutions company providing on-site, onshore, and offshore services in application development, mobile development and testing, big data and business intelligence, and quality assurance services. Pyramid has been a platinum sponsor of TAG for the last 7 years. We support the summit because it is one of the biggest and most powerful gathering of technology professionals in our state. This is also the event where we discuss the state of technology industry in Georgia. Every year, TAG conducts extensive primary and secondary research to see how the industry is faring. TAG is committed to being the source of industry information for Georgia's technology decision makers. We do more than just talk about the good news. Each year, we dig deeper into what makes our industry tick and what holds it back. And we translate what we find into actions for the state to continue to help this industry grow. From technology executives and legislators to the media and economic development organizations, TAG has provided valuable strategic industry information and has used it to influence on behalf of the technology community for close to a decade. The research is compiled into our State of the Industry Technology in Georgia report. Following the summit today, TAG leaders will be presenting the findings to organizations and companies across the state. It is my immense pleasure today to introduce Tino Mantella, President of TAG, who will be providing us the State of the Industry update. Tino has been at the helm of TAG since 2004, and the results are undeniable. Tino and his team have increased membership tenfold during his tenure. Today, Tino will be giving us insights about the state of Georgia's technology industry and how we can work together to attract, retain, and grow technology businesses and talent. Our goal is to become one of the top 5 states in the nation for technology by 2015. Please welcome Tino Mantella.
Thanks, Sanjeev. Good morning, everybody. It's great to see you all here. I appreciated the words Dennis Zackett says, because it really was 8 years ago when I took the job. Some people told me several years later that the new team coming in was really designed maybe to think about how we were going to tactfully shut the organization down. But that didn't happen, obviously, and we're certainly thankful. But one of the things, Dennis, was a true statement in terms of the beginning of the summit. It was the idea that a few people came up with that was proposed to me, saying, this is one way we think that we can really support TAG. And the top 40 became a central piece of that, and innovation being in our DNA became a central piece of that. We actually started the State of the Industry report about 7 years ago. And the idea behind that, as Sanjeev said, is we believe that by highlighting the achievements and the opportunities and challenges facing Georgia's technology community, and then sharing it with those people who cared, that we'd be making a valuable contribution to the community. We didn't see that there was enough research out there, things that you all could draw on immediately to make a difference. And in addition to sharing it, by the way, we also were in the middle of the race and are in the middle of the race to make Georgia a top 5 state for technology, which is one of our goals. So today I'm going to give you a glimpse of the key findings in our report, but I'm also going to add some color commentary, if you will, in respect to how we're doing today. You'll learn more about the report by going to tag, stateoftheindustry.com. 250 pages of information, pretty much everything you need to know in respect to Georgia's technology and how we benchmark against the other states. After the break, which will be immediately following my presentation, there'll be executive summaries on everyone's seat that we'd like you to take home and utilize as well, but definitely go to the site. So for those not familiar with this report and how it comes together, it really does take a community to pull this together, and so I want to take a couple minutes and just recognize some of the folks that helped make this happen. Starting with Keith Herndon, he's in the crowd I know, and his team at Internet Decisions, who gathered the raw data, conducted the primary research, and helped us to determine the key findings. And then we have our Thought Leadership Task Force headed by John Yates and staffed by Melanie Brandt, who charted the course for us. We had over 150 of Georgia's C-level leaders who participated in the primary research through our decision maker survey. And of course, our generous sponsors who helped us to, provide the resources for the report, and a special recognition to Georgia Department of Economic Development, who's our partner sponsor and has been for a number of years. Before I proceed with the report, I want to take a quick look back. As I said, I've served as TAG's president now for 8 years and have observed the dynamic that pretty much every state has gone through, probably for the past 8 years. Startups rising from a kernel of an idea and exploding onto the scene as a bright new company, and once shining stars plummeting back to earth. We've seen anchor companies like First Data making Georgia their home, where others have pulled up stakes to follow the money, the talent, or a dream taken to another part of the world. We all know it's been a bit of a roller coaster for the past 8 years. But as I took a look at this year's report, I thought that one word truly captures what's going on in Georgia's technology community today, and that's momentum. Today, Georgia's entering a new period, a time when the wind is at our backs. Many elements of the report show a favorable climate for us to make a truly big move. We have the momentum. It's time to harness it and continue the journey towards more jobs and a brighter economy. So certainly one element of momentum is growth, and Georgia's technology sector is leading the state's employment recovery. Over the past 2 years, our sector generated nearly 16,000 new jobs to reach a historic high water mark of 263,000 jobs in the technology sector. This job growth represents 20% of all new Georgia jobs over the past 2 years. And of course, growth in this sector outpaced all others. In 2012, technology payroll growth surged beyond pre-recession levels, topping the national average, pumping $2 billion of new spending into Georgia's economy. As you recall, those of you who attended last year's summit, I talked a bit about the economic impact study conducted by TAG through Dr. Elfie Meeks. And we wanted to, from a government-facing way, we wanted to find out what the impact was on Georgia's technology, in Georgia in terms of the technology industry. And we learned that the new $2 billion in spending is clearly adding to the sector and the purchasing power as well as job generation. And these are high-paying jobs, nearly double the national average in respect to salaries. We're growing organically as well. Homegrown companies like AirWatch, Silverpop, Navicure, and Carlytics are ramping up quickly. And newcomers like GM and Athena Health are moving hundreds of jobs to Georgia. The growth and potential extends beyond Atlanta. We're seeing development and innovation in areas where TAG has opened chapters over the last 3 years. Savannah, Augusta, Middle Georgia, Columbus, and soon to be Athens. Over the next 5 years, technology companies have announced that they will be making an estimated $2.7 billion in strategic investment in Georgia. Investments will be made broadly, ranging from new headquarters, research centers, data centers, to production facilities. It's projected that these initiatives could add more than 8,000 new jobs. So looking at these stats, it's clear that Georgia's economy is in the fast lane, and our tech sector is certainly leading the way in the driver's seat. So what's fueling the growth, and how and why is Georgia's technology sector surging? And Bob alluded to this morning, and as I shared last year, there are a number of industries where Georgia leads. And it's interesting to see the Where Georgia Leads theme, because I think we brought that up 2 or 3 years ago, and it's really caught on in terms of a community message. But the clusters are extremely important in their growth drivers. And we have a number of them where we rank in the top 5 in the U.S., including financial technologies, mobility, health IT, information security, logistics, communication services, mission-critical facilities, and interactive marketing. And clusters, as Bob said, bring talent, innovation, resources, and more companies. Take fintech, for example. Over 70% of America's payment processing flows through our state. And we have a large number of established enterprises, companies like First Data, Fiserv, TSYS, Global Payments, Equifax, and NCR. And they're joined by newcomers who bring change and press the envelope with new ideas, like Cardlytics, Control Scan, and Cabbage. Also, the ecosystem that bolsters our early stage and high growth companies is getting stronger and more organized. Georgia now boasts a vibrant startup community of over 80 support organizations, accelerators, incubators, innovation centers located strategically throughout the state. In terms of talent, Georgia is now beating the national average and is ahead of benchmark states like Texas and Florida in terms of the percentage of science and engineering degrees issued. Our state has also created one of the best and most successful networks of tech colleges, which enables us to rapidly deliver tech-ready workforce to meet industry demands. One of the things I've seen around the state is some of the businesses that are moving here, one of the main reasons they're selecting Georgia is because of the lightning-fast way our tech colleges can jump into an area and provide training for those companies, like Kia and Caterpillar and Baxter and a number of others. So I feel like we have the mojo, as they say, but can we keep the pace, and what can slow us down? Well, there are a few hurdles we'll need to overcome in order to make Georgia a top 5 state. Taking into account our primary research and secondary research, our challenges can be boiled down into 3 areas: workforce, venture capital, and awareness. The challenges in these areas are serious but not insurmountable. By tackling them, we can support innovation and lay the path to Georgia becoming one of the top destinations of the world for technology. In regard to workforce, Georgia possesses a talent pool that is gradually improving, but the rapid demand for tech talent exceeds the current supply. And just in the last week, in my meetings with some of the tech companies here, many of them are growing, many of them are hiring, and they're also struggling to find people. In fact, a broader macro statistic is the Alliance for Science and Technology Research in America predicts that some 211,000 STEM-related jobs will need to be filled in Georgia by 2018. Our decision maker study revealed that there are many critical positions that are difficult to fill, including systems administrators and application developers. Open positions can take up to 6 months to fill, according to 25% of the folks that participated in the decision maker survey. And if Georgia can't provide the talent companies need, those jobs are going to be filled in other states or overseas. Another challenge is in the area of venture capital. Although Georgia remains the regional VC leader, besting Florida and North Carolina, we need to do much better. The $265 million in venture funding captured by Georgia business last year represented only 1% of the national total. Additionally, venture capital investing in Georgia fell 31% in 2012, which was a much steeper decline than the 10% that fell nationally. And the old saying, follow the money, holds true in the technology sector. And it's simply not acceptable to be in a leadership position as an entrepreneurial state and not have the funding to accelerate the growth. On the global awareness front, although progress has been made, many in Georgia, America, and around the world are unaware of the achievements and the potential for Georgia technology sector. People more likely to know us as the land of Honey Boo Boo than for technology. And negative press in respect to K through 12 education and our traffic situation has to be met by 3 times the amount of press for our awareness in terms of what's happening in our technology industry. So how do we build a technology-centric workforce? One way is to fill the STEM pipeline by motivating high school students to explore STEM careers. TAG Education Collaborative, which is the 501c3 charity part of TAG, has launched programs for 6th through 12th graders. And our focus is feed, foster, and accelerate. In the area of feed, we want to make 6th to 8th graders aware, and their parents and their teachers, about the opportunities that are available in technology. In the area of foster, what we'd like to do is, once we create this awareness, is get youth to go to a website and select a program where they could participate in some type of experiential learning activity. And then accelerate, one of the key areas we focus on in TAG Ed is our internship program. Last year we placed 87 interns in companies, the rising high school seniors. This year our goal is to place 140. So we need your help in that regard. Any companies willing to take a high school, these are great kids. We'd love to have you do that. So it's already reaping benefits through many programs that we do. In fact, we just started a new program for middle schoolers called Web Challenge, and we have over 100 teams throughout the state participating in that one program. So better connecting the business with our universities and colleges to anticipate the corporate needs and adjust curriculum with lightning speed is something that we also need to focus on. Georgia always ranks high for producing entrepreneurs, but we don't have the resources to support them. You and I can help in that regard. Georgia legislation is in session right now, and we need to assure that the angel investor tax credit is renewed as it expires at the end of the year, and a new program called Invest Georgia, which would be a $100 million venture fund for our state, is passed. And you'll be asked later in the program, before we close, and we'll tell you a way that you can participate in that. Additionally, we can and will do more to unify our startups, support groups, and resources and initiatives to create a comprehensive approach to drive greater innovation and entrepreneurship. In the area of global awareness, we need to continue to promote our critical areas of need and also focus on how we can promote our companies that are growing here. When Georgia and its emerging technology communities chart a course to cultivate a global image that rivals tech hubs like Silicon Valley, Boston, Austin, and RTP, more companies will move and stay here. TAG's doing its part. Over the last 2 years, we've drove over 400 million media impressions regarding our technology community here in Georgia. Others are ramping up their PR efforts as well, like the Chambers of Commerce and the Georgia Department of Economic Development. TAG will encourage pooling of all these resources to optimize the impact. At the heart of TAG's strategy focuses on 5 key areas: building a workforce, connecting the community, influencing policy, promoting Georgia's technology industry, and celebrating Georgia's technology industry like we're doing today at the Georgia Technology Summit. We'll be creating multimedia campaigns around these areas. The campaign will be designed to keep Georgia technology sector foremost on the minds of business and talent for both everyday Georgians and businesses across the globe. Additionally, TAG will continue to engage the broader tech community via a new website, which is being produced by Nebo and will be launched in the next couple of weeks, and our social media initiative. We'll look for new ways to help companies share their insights while spreading the word about their successes. To sum it up, we have the challenges to address and ensure our technology industry is all that it can be, but we have the momentum. If we pull together as a community and tackle the issues and maximize our strengths, we'll make Georgia a world-leading technology destination. Thank you for your time today, and please enjoy the rest of the summit. And you're going to see a little clip in terms of how you can go to our website and use the website. So let's roll that now. So everybody, please go to the website. Valuable information. Pass it around to others in the industry. And thank you very much.